Branco, a lawyer, 72-year-old from Rio de Janeiro. He had been contacted by a couple of beings about a couple of months ago, precisely on the 29th of August, early morning of the 30th of August, around midnight. He was coming on this road, this dirt road, going to see a piece of land down there that he had some interest in real estate. When he saw a huge light that flashed on this road, he stopped his car. He came off his car, walked towards the light, and fala aí.
Vinha na estrada, andando, em direção à luz que eu tinha visto.
He was coming out of the car towards the direction of this ball of light he had seen.
Quando eu cheguei aqui nessa entrada de coisa, eles mandaram eu parar.
When he got to this part here of the dirt road, the ETs told him to stop. He heard a voice, stop, and then he stopped.
Aí mandaram eu parar e perguntaram para mim se eu estava visualizando uma pequena estrada dentro da mata.
They told him to stop, and they asked him if he was seeing a light coming from the forest down here that I'm going to show afterwards. I'm going to ask him if they spoke, how did they communicate with him? Eles falaram como? Telepatia, falaram voz, ou em português?
Falaram voz no meu idioma, em português.
E que sinal? Peraí. Pode tocar. Sorry for that. Eles falaram em português com algum sotaque, algum timbre diferente?
Falaram um português bem nítido, bem claro.
He heard the voice speaking to him in Portuguese, is the language we speak in Brazil, clearly.
E eu perguntei para eles por que eles falavam o português tão claro. Eles falaram que energia não tem idioma. Idioma é coisa de matéria.
And he asked them, how come you can speak Portuguese so well? And they answered that energy has no language. Their way of communication is some sort of energetic way that expresses itself in Portuguese. If you would be Japanese, maybe they would be speaking perfect Japanese, I guess.
Aí eles determinaram que eu entrasse na mata.
Then they asked him to walk inside this small path inside the forest.
Aí eu entrei, fui entrando até que eles deram uma outra ordem para mim parar. Aí eu parei.
And he went inside the forest, walking until he heard again the voice telling him stop.
Aí quando eles mandaram eu parar, eu estava entendendo o idioma. Antes eu fiquei meio receoso porque eles o grupo era formado por dois casais.
He was a little bit not afraid, but he was with a little doubt in his mind because he realized that there were two couples. Como é que você sabia que eram duas?
Porque eu perguntei se eles
dois
eram
casais.
um casal, porque eu vi voz feminina.
Because I asked him now, how did you know there were two couples? Because he said he's heard, apart from a male voice, he's heard a women voice.
Aí eu perguntei se ele era um casal. Ele disse que não, que eram dois casais.
And then he asked them, are you a couple? And then they answered, no, we are two couples.
E aí eu perguntei para eles, vocês são extraterrestres ou são o quê? Eles falaram, nós somos extras de Pleiades.
Then he asked them, where are you from? Are you extraterrestrials? And then they answered him, yes, we are extraterrestrials and we are from the Pleiades.
Somos de Pleiades, seres de quinta dimensão.
We are fifth dimensional beings.
Aí eu aproveitei a oportunidade para eu tirar uma série de dúvidas que eu tinha a respeito dessas modificações climáticas. Fiz uma série de perguntas para eles nesse sentido e eles foram me esclarecendo. Perguntei se essas modificações, até onde iriam essas modificações, se de fato o que a mídia está pregoando irá acontecer.
Then it's kind of hard to translate here because he speaks kind of fast, but I'll try and do my best. He just said now that he took the opportunity to ask them various questions about coming Earth changes and the extraterrestrial interaction situation on the planet, and several other questions pertinent to the ET fact, because he's heard so much in the media, he's read about it, he's an amateur researcher, UFO researcher, and he wanted to take the opportunity and ask them a few questions.
Aí eu aproveitei e tirei essas dúvidas todas.
Que seriam, assim, dá para botar mais...
Que seriam essas alterações climáticas todas, até onde eles me explicaram que a agricultura seria inviabilizada.
He asked about the coming Earth changes. They said that yes, there are going to be changes on the planet, that agriculture will be very difficult will be a very difficult activity.
E o problema também sério da água.
There's going to be a serious problems with the scarcity of the water and water sources.
E que essas alterações iriam acontecer num espaço de tempo menor do que a gente supunha.
And that this coming changes would occur in a window of time a lot shorter than the scientists and than the people in general think. They usually predict that within 100 years we're going to be having such problems. They made him understand that it will be a lot earlier.
E que essas modificações irão acontecer mais rápido que a gente pensa. Serão modificações muito fortes que a gente deverá estar preparado energeticamente para suportar.
They said that the changes are going to be dramatic, that we're going to need to be energetically prepared. Que seria? Que poderia ser energeticamente preparado?
Energeticamente preparado, eu não entrei no detalhe de como seria essa preparação energética, mas partindo do conhecimento que a gente tem de que nós somos em grande parte energia, a gente teria que fazer alguma coisa em prol de melhorar essa energia nossa.
Yeah, they didn't explain in detail about what will be this energetic change, but he thinks that it's some sort of general improvement in our health and energy and all these new trends, of GMO-free food and this sort of things.
Eu também não procurei saber quando, em que tempo, em que prazo essas modificações ocorreriam, por uma questão mesmo de eu ficar tranquilo, não gerar uma ansiedade para mim, saber que vai lá ocorrer daqui a 2 ou 3 anos. Eu não procurei saber dele quando ocorrerá.
He was also not concerned with specific dates. He didn't want to ask for specific dates because he believes that had they give him a specific date or a specific time frame, he wouldn't be able to sleep, he would be very anxious and he would be very worried, and he didn't want to deal with that.
Aí eles aproveitaram, conversei com eles mais um bom tempo, fiz outras perguntas, eles me responderam.
Then he talked with them for some more time, he asked more questions, they answered, always in clear Portuguese,
Aí eles me orientaram para que eu encontrasse uma luz dourada.
Then they told him to look for a golden light. Now I'm going to change the perspective so you can see more or less the path.
Aqui mesmo?
This is the path in the jungle adjacent to the dirt road that the ETs led him to. He walked down this path and they asked him to look for a golden ball of light down there. Yay.
Aí eles me dirigiram para cá para que eu encontrasse uma luz dourada.
And they directed him towards this small path until he saw this golden ball of light.
Fizeram vários testes comigo de visualização. Primeiro eles me perguntaram se eu estava...
They did various tests to him in order to assert if he could see or not what they were trying to show him.
Aí eles primeiro fizeram ver uma luz vermelha.
They made him see a red ball of light.
Aí eu eu vi a luz vermelha 2 vezes.
And I saw twice this red ball of light.
Aí insistiram para que eu visse a luz dourada. Não vi a luz
And
dourada.
the ETs were insisting in the fact that if you would be seeing the golden light, but you could only see it in red, not in the golden. Maybe they were trying to adjust his brain wave frequency or his vibrational frequency so that he could see them clearly.
Aí eles falaram comigo que iam ajustar a minha vibração.
Then they told him that they would adjust his vibrational frequency.
Aí tocaram uns sinos como se fosse aqueles guizos de tempo chinês.
Then he heard this bell ringing like a Chinese temple, dong dong, like a gong or something like that. He describes them as bells ringing, but it reminds him of some Chinese or Japanese bells. He could hear this down there.
Perguntaram se eu estava ouvindo. Aí eu falei para eles que estava ouvindo. Aí eles disseram que iam continuar, que eu não me impressionasse, que eles estavam ajustando a minha frequência.
Olha para você. He said that they said, do not worry, do not be afraid, don't be alarmed by this sounds. I mean, we're trying to adjust your vibrational frequency. Mas para que eles queriam ajustar a sua frequência?
Para mim enxergar a luz dourada.
They wanted to adjust his vibrational frequency so that he could see the golden light. They wanted him to see gold, not red, as he was seeing it.
Aí eles mandaram que eu descesse 70 passos para dentro da mata.
Then they asked him to walk 70 steps towards that direction.
Mandaram eu parar, eu parei.
After the 70 steps, they asked him to stop. Then he stopped.
Aí eles tornaram a perguntar: está vendo a luz dourada?
Then they asked him again, are you seeing the golden light?
Não.
He
não
said,
via.
no, I'm not seeing it.
Aí eles mandaram eu colocar as 2 mãos na terra e fizeram uma
Your flash de luz?
não é o flash, é o
Farol de luz, sei lá.
é o flash de luz.
Then they told him to bend over and put his 2 hands on the ground, like this. His 2 hands down on the
Eles
ground.
iam me ativar.
And they said that they would perform some sort of energetic activation on him.
Eu coloquei as 2 mãos no chão,
When he put his 2 hands, both hands on the ground,
eles colocaram a luz dourada atrás de mim,
he saw a golden light coming from behind him,
mas a luz não passava do meu corpo.
but this light would not pass through his body. Not even, pass by his body. As if the light would stop
Nas costas.
on his back. You would not produce a shadow, and as if it was a dense light, a dense beam of light.
Aí, primeira vez, aí eles disseram que eu repeti e fizeram a segunda vez.
Then they said, stay in the same position, we're going to repeat the same activation. Then the beam again, the beam of light again.
Aí mandaram eu levantar.
Then they told him to stand up,
Aí perguntaram se eu estava vendo a luz dourada.
and then they asked him again, are you seeing the golden light?
Aí eu falei para ele que não via a luz dourada.
And then he said, no, I cannot see the golden light.
Essa estrada aqui à noite ficou iluminada, que era uma estrada dimensional.
This path here, as you can see, is a dirt road in the middle of the jungle, became lit. It was lit. And he says, to his understanding, it is as if it was a dimensional road, let's say. Or I would interpret as a dimensional road towards a portal or something like that, a vortex area here. This is the vortex, the Corguinho vortex, this area here. Something like the Sedona vortex in the United States.
Aí eu não consegui ver a luz dourada.
Yeah, I could not see the golden light.
Aí eles perguntaram para mim se eu continuava vendo a estrada. Eu falei que sim.
Then they asked him, can you still see the road lit up? And he said, yes.
Aí eles disseram para mim o seguinte, assim, enfaticamente: você está vendo a estrada? Continua vendo a estrada?
And then, emphatically, they asked him. They stressed this thing. are you seeing the road lit up? What he called the dimensional road. Are you seeing it? He said, yes.
Porque depois disso, falando com outras pessoas entendidas, versadas em ufologia, em tudo,
After talking to other researchers about this case,
a explicação para que eu achasse a luz dourada,
the explanation that the UFO researchers gave him is that this golden ball of light
se eu visse a luz eu passaria
would be the access key
para uma
towards
outra dimensão.
this parallel dimension that these ETs wanted to take him to.
Passaria para outra dimensão. Já que eu estava na estrada dimensional, se eu visse a luz dourada, seria o sinal de abertura para que eu passasse por uma outra dimensão.
Yes, he was in
É um
this.
portal dimensional que eu ia passar.
Yeah, he says that he was about to enter this dimensional portal. He was seeing this lit up road. That meant that the portal was opening. The ETs were guiding him towards the entrance of the portal. They were adjusting his frequency so that he could see the golden ball. He was seeing red, so he was not in the frequency. They wanted him to be in the golden frequency so that he could enter this portal and it would be like a dimensional abduction, let's say. We can put it like this.
Como aí eu não continuei conseguindo ver a luz dourada.
So, and he said that he couldn't see the golden light.
Aí eles me disseram
Then they told him
que eu deveria ir para um outro local.
that he was supposed to go to another place.
Aí me mandaram
Then they sent him
parar na próxima ponte que eu encontrasse na estrada.
to stop in the next bridge. He would find on this dirt road I just showed you before.
Aí ele falou, vá, que nós estaremos lá à sua espera.
And then they told him, go there, and we will be there waiting for you.
Aí nesse,
Mas você conseguiu ver eles aqui?
como na último ajuste que ele tentou fazer para me ver a luz dourada eu não vi, ele mandou que eu me voltasse e se enxergava ele nessa estrada aqui.
Okay, on the last occasion, é do raio nas costas?
Não,
Depois do raio? Ou ainda?
depois lá da última tentativa de luz dourada.
On the last attempt by DTs to adjust him and see if he could see the golden light, and he saw the red, the ET, the Pleiadian, asked him to turn around and see if he could see him. If he could see the Pleiadian.
Eu falei para ele que não,
He said, no, I cannot see you.
eu não consigo vê-lo.
I cannot see you.
Aí ele mandou que eu fizesse o seguinte, que eu me aproximasse mais um pouco.
Then he told him to approach him furthermore.
Eu andei, ele mandou dar exatamente 10 passos para cima.
The ET told him to do 10 steps, to walk 10
No
steps.
10º passo eu parei,
On the 10th step he stopped,
ele perguntou para mim, você está me vendo?
and then the ET asked him, can you see me now?
Não, não estou
And he
vendo.
said, no, I can't.
Ele falou, você não está me vendo?
He
Eu
said,
falei,
you're
não.
not seeing me, you're not able to see me? He said, no.
Aí de repente eu vejo uma silhueta, no meio da estrada assim eu vejo uma silhueta.
Then all of a sudden he saw a silhouette in the middle of this path.
Uma estatura assim em torno de 1,90 m por aí.
He believes he was about 1 meters 90 centimeters, about 6'4", 6'6".
Aí eu perguntei para ele, você está na estrada? Ele falou sim.
Then he asked him, DT, are you on the road, on this path? He said, yes.
Aí eu falei, você está de roupa clara? Ele falou sim.
Then he asked him, are you wearing a white garment?
Você está
And DT
sozinho?
said, yes.
Você está sozinho na
And
estrada?
then
Já que eram
he asked-
4, eu perguntei
Peraí.
se estava sozinho.
Then he asked, are you alone on the path? He said, yes.
Eu falei, bem, eu estou vendo uma silhueta clara. É você que está aí? Ele falou sim.
Then he said, I'm seeing a silhouette, a whitish silhouette. Is it you? And then he said, yes.
Eu falei, posso me aproximar?
And then he asked him, can I approach you?
Ele falou, não.
And he said, no,
Eu posso queimá-lo.
I can
A minha
burn you.
energia.
My energy can burn you.
você não pode se aproximar porque... Aí eu falei, mas como queimar? Ele falou, sou um ser de quinta grandeza.
Then he asked, but how can you burn me? And then the ET said, I am a fifth dimensional being, my energy is too strong, you won't be able to withstand it. You will be burned.
Aí, dito isso, ele virou que eu me voltasse. Eu voltei, olhando para dentro
After
da máquina.
that, he told him to turn around again, looking that way.
Ele tornou a perguntar, você está vendo essa estrada?
And then the ET asked him again, can you see this road lit?
Eu falei,
He said
sim.
yes. He said yes.
Aí ele falou assim para mim, esta é a estrada do novo mundo.
And then the ET told him, this is the road to the new world.
Aí quando eu achei aquilo fora de contexto,
Then he understood that as something out of context. He didn't understand what he meant by this is the road to the new world.
Aí eu perguntei para ele,
Then he asked him,
mas essa é a estrada do novo mundo?
is this the road to the new world? What do you mean by that?
Ele falou sim.
Then he said yes.
Aí a única reação que eu tive foi dizer assim, eu gostaria de viver esse novo mundo.
Then his natural reaction was, I would like to live this new world.
Ele falou para mim, viverás.
And then the ET told him, you will live it.
Aí terminou esse contato aqui.
After the
No
contact
final do
finished
contato
here,
aqui, eles mandaram eu ir para a ponte, como eu já fiz ideia. Eu fui
as
para...
he mentioned, they guided him towards the next bridge on this dirt road.
Aí eu cheguei na ponte, parei,
He got to the road, he got to the bridge, he stopped the car there, came off the car,
desci do carro, me dirigi para cima da ponte.
he walked towards the wooden bridge.
Aí quando eu cheguei na ponte, eu perguntei para eles, vamos continuar o nosso diálogo?
When he arrived on the bridge, he asked, are we going to continue our contact?
Aí não houve mais diálogo,
There was no dialogue anymore.
só sonoplastia.
Only sound effects.
É como se fosse assim uma chuva de pedras.
As stones would be, as a rain of stones falling.
Esse ruído de pedra, comecei então a soltar as coisas, a conversar com eles aleatoriamente.
He said then he started randomly talking to them, asking questions, and they would use this system of sound effects to answer him. Como é que era mais ou menos? Qual era o código? Você fazia a pergunta, se fosse positiva, caía chuva e pedra.
Não havia. A sonoplastia era direta, mesmo que eu ficasse calado ou conversasse com eles.
He says that the sound effects of this rain of stones was a straight phenomena. It was happening all the time.
Só mudou a sonoplastia quando eu fiz uma comparação de diferença energética entre a minha energia, que é uma energia de terceira, entre a energia dele, que é uma energia de quinta, e entre as nossas energias, né, em relação à energia superior que estaria em nona dimensão, que seria Jesus Cristo.
Then he made a comparison. He was dialoguing with them. He was conversing with them, and there was no verbal answer, but this sound effect of stones raining stones. And he said that he made a comparison of his third dimensional energy with their fifth dimensional energy, and then he mentioned we have a difference between energy, and there's this being that we call Jesus Christ, who's supposed to be of the ninth dimension or something like that, and the sound effects started to sound differently.
Quando eu mencionei essa energia superior a nós, a minha e a deles, a sonoplastia, que correspondia a barulho de pedra, chuva de pedra caindo, mudou como se fosse, deu assim um tremendo estalo, como se fosse uma árvore gigantesca quebrando no meio da floresta.
He said that when he mentioned the name of Jesus Christ, no religious connotations here, but when he energetically, he was making an energetic comparison. As if they were comparing the scales, because when he asked about the ninth dimensional energy of Jesus Christ, supposedly, he said that the sound effects, changed completely. Instead of being stones raining, it seemed as if huge trees were clashing down and lots of noises, thunders, and something like that. They really made a difference.
Barulho assustador.
He said it was very scary, tremendous sound, let's say. A roar, let's say.
Aí logo em seguida cessou também, durou uma meia hora mais ou menos essa sonoplastia.
This sound effects were going on for about 30 minutes.
Aí depois eu conversando com o pessoal aí versado em ufologia e tudo, para explicar esse fenômeno dessa sonoplastia toda, eles me disseram que sonoplastia em contato representa ajuste energético.
After that, he was wondering why this sound effect, this rocks falling, this sound effect, what could it be that? And then discussed with other researchers here in the area that deal with this phenomenon around here, the Cordian vortex. They explained him that this is an adjustment of vibrational energy, that his contact with the Pleiadians up here were very intense, and down there at this bridge, they were kind of adjusting his energy.
Então isso representou, aí para mim fez sentido, porque eu não consegui ver a luz dourada que eles queriam.
He said that for him it made sense, because he could not see the golden light that the Pleiadians wanted him to see. So that he needed some adjustment, let's say.
Então, apesar de ter feito os ajustes comigo aqui, eu não consegui ainda atingir o ajuste necessário para poder ver. E eles me mandaram então para a ponte para mim fazer um ajuste maior.
Even though they were making adjustments here, he could not see the golden light. They directed him towards this bridge, where they tried again to adjust his vibrational energy, but it didn't work out. Eles falaram que iam fazer outro contato com você, que não ia.
Eu perguntei para eles aqui como é que porque eles falaram de agricultura, para mim ter preocupações com a agricultura.
They told him to worry about agriculture, to be concerned with agriculture, to start doing, because since he's a businessman, a local businessman here, apart from being a lawyer, they told him kind of, do something with agriculture, because times will be tough.
Eu fiz ver a eles que havia um paradoxo entre o que eles estavam me pedindo e o que eles me falaram. Já que a agricultura seria inviabilizada, que as condições climáticas iam ser profundamente alteradas, como é que a gente ia praticar uma agricultura?
He said that he posed the question to them, saying, you talk to me to worry about agriculture, to maybe do something with agriculture. But this for me is a paradox. Since you're saying that there are going to be great earth changes, how can I engage in an agricultural activity if I know that you are telling me that the climate's going to change, that there's going to be upheaval, and it's going to be impossible to do agriculture in such a chaotic environment?
Eles disseram para mim não me preocupar, que eles dariam a nova tecnologia.
They told him, do not worry, we will give you the technology necessary in order to do this new agriculture.
Assim como também eles dariam informações precisas sobre o problema climático, meteorológicos.
Also, they told him that they will give him precise information concerning earth changes, climate changes, meteorological changes.
Com a confiabilidade e com a antecedência que não se conhece aqui no
of course, coming from this fifth dimensional beings, there will be valuable information, and with some time to take the necessary steps, to avoid any problems and help others maybe, because they said we will warn you beforehand about the changes, we give you information about the earth changes, climate changes, meteorological changes.
Mas aí já deram, já disseram que eu teria fazer certas coisas para poder acontecer isso.
Yes, and then they told him that he was supposed to do certain things, maybe this, divulging his contact is one of them, and And that's it. That's so far the information we have for him. Thanks. Till next time.
Chega, já falou pra caralho.